Arsenal make final Victor Gyokeres or Benjamin Sesko transfer decision as 5-year deal agreed. Sporting Lisbon striker Victor Gyokeres is keen to leave Portugal this summer in search of a new challenge, with Arsenal among the teams interested. Sporting Lisbon striker Victor Gyokeres celebrates. Arsenal have reportedly reached an agreement with Victor Gyokeres on a 5-year deal with the club, now in advanced talks with Sporting Lisbon over a transfer fee. The Gunners have been keeping a watchful eye on Gyokeres all summer after his sensational record in Portugal. The Swede managed to score 97 goals in 102 appearances for Sporting since moving to the club from Coventry City. With Arsenal needing a center forward this summer, Gyokeres has been high on their wish list, along with RB Leipzig's Benjamin Sesko. Football.London understands Sporting director Andrea Berta has been negotiating for both strikers this summer. Now, it appears that Berta and the Gunners have reached a breakthrough. L'Équipe claims that Arsenal are close to reaching a verbal agreement with Gyokeres' camp over personal terms for a transfer this summer. Journalist Sasha Tavaleri goes a step further, though, and reports that a 5-year deal has been agreed between the player and Arsenal, with the Gunners now moving on to advanced talks with Sporting over a transfer fee. This process could be altogether more stressful considering the Lisbon club's hard negotiating position. Gyokeres is understood to have believed he could leave for £60 million this summer. However, the Portuguese club's president Frederico Varandas refuted those claims in the media. Varandas has admitted that they will not hold out for Gyokeres' £85 million release clause, so their asking price is likely to be somewhere between £60-85 M. This is not believed to have gone down well with the Swedish strikers camp, and there have been claims that Gyokeres will not return to Lisbon for pre-season due to this perceived backtrack from Varandas. Speaking ahead of Sporting's General Assembly, Varandas said, "Sporting does not need to sell Gyokeres. We have already passed the stage where we had to sell our best assets. We do not have to sell him. In the same way that we do not have to sell him, we are still sensitive to Victor's dreams." Sporting has a commitment made by the president not to ask for the value of the termination clause and to be reasonable in relation to Victor's performance last season. If you ask me today, there is a strong possibility that Victor will leave. In the last few weeks, we have been keeping an eye on the market. I saw a player like Martin Zubimendi, who is 6 months younger than Victor, go to Arsenal for €65 million. I saw 2 players being sold in the Premier League, Matheus Cunha and Bryan Mbeumo, who do not have the quality of Victor, in my opinion, were sold for around €70 million. We are talking about players who are 26 years old. So given the demands we are making in relation to Victor's value, I believe he could leave unless he has the worst agent in the world, which I find hard to believe. I won't say what the price we asked for. It was communicated to the agent. But I can guarantee that Victor will not leave for €60 million plus €10 million. Victor already knows, and I want Sporting fans to take advantage of this summer, in which they are 2-time champions, in which they have a double, to celebrate, to be calm, because there are only 2 scenarios. One club respects the price requested by Sporting, and Victor will fulfill his dreams, and from that moment, we will be ready to attack the targets, or that club does not want Victor, and Victor, with a 3-year contract, stays at Sporting, and we will be very happy. I have been in football for 20 years and have already experienced countless transfer dramas. The transfer window is a cure for any ill. Disgruntled players are not a problem. Victor staying will not be a problem for us. It will be a problem for our reports that Arsenal feel positive that they are closing in on Gyokeres, but the transfer is far from complete yet. Alexander Isak told 3 clubs he should join his bold transfer prediction made amid Liverpool links. Latest Liverpool transfer news as Alexander Isak is given a verdict over leaving Newcastle United for the Reds, or rivals Arsenal. Alexander Isak of Newcastle United. Former Newcastle United midfielder Jermaine Jenas is not worried about his former club losing Alexander Isak this summer. The 25-year-old netted the winner against the Reds in the League Cup final at Wembley last season to earn his club their first domestic honor in 70 years. However, long before that goal at the home of English football, Liverpool had been linked with a move for the Sweden international. Isak scored 23 times in the Premier League last season and has also been linked with a move to Barcelona. In total, Isak has scored 62 goals in 3 seasons since his £63 million move from Real Sociedad, And while Jenas believes there are only 3 clubs the forward should leave St. James's Park for, he isn't fearful Isak will depart this summer. Speaking on TalkSport, he said, "No, I'm not actually worried about Isak leaving. I do honestly believe that for Newcastle's best players to leave, they've literally got to be stuck in a corner, Newcastle, as a football club. There must be no way out from a financial fair play position. It's not because they can't give Alexander Isak the wages he wants, and it's not because he's not playing in the biggest competitions, and so forth. Manchester City's not an option for starters. Arsenal and Liverpool are an option, but I don't see Arsenal as a massive jump forward personally. For him to leave Newcastle, if I was Alexander Isak, this phone call needs to come in from Real Madrid, or it needs to come in from Barcelona, or maybe Liverpool." Speaking about his Newcastle future back in March, Isak admitted, "I'm not really thinking about the summer. That will probably be a talking point once the season finishes, but we will really see because no talks have been held yet. Really, about my future, it is not really something I think about. During a season, I just focus on the job, and it's probably the worst time to think about anything else. All of our focus is just on Sunday, doing good and hopefully bringing the trophy back to Newcastle." Bayern Munich make their move for Luis Diaz. Bavarian giants aim to snatch Colombia international from Liverpool after launching concrete approach for winger. Bayern Munich have reportedly stepped up their interest in Liverpool winger Luis Diaz. Diaz linked with Liverpool exit. Barcelona interested in winger. Bayern Munich make move for him. What happened? According to Bild, via Tribuna, discussions between Bayern and Liverpool have progressed to a stage where concrete figures have been exchanged as the German giants prepare a formal offer for the 28-year-old. The bigger picture. Although Diaz still has 2 years left on his Liverpool contract and recently said he is very happy at the Premier League, champions' links with Barcelona have not gone away. Bayern are eyeing a replacement for Leroy Sané, and now they appear to be keen on the ex-FC Porto ace. Did you know? Last season, the Colombian international, who joined the Reds in January 2022, played a big role in Liverpool's league title triumph as he scored 17 goals and added 5 assists in 50 games in all competitions. What next? It remains to be seen if Diaz, who has scored 41 goals in 148 appearances for Liverpool over the past 3.5 seasons, will still be at Anfield next term with Arne Slot's side keen to make a big sale to fund their transfer watches this summer. Even better than Ekitike, Liverpool opened dialogue to sign £85 million striker. FSG weren't lying when they said they were going to spend big this summer. Liverpool fans needed to buckle up ahead of the summer transfer window, with the Anfield side having crossed the £200 million mark before even reaching July. The club's fullback problems have been resolved through acquisitions of Milos Kerkez and Jeremy Frimpong, and sporting director Richard Hughes has also overseen the shattering of Liverpool's transfer record by signing Florian Wirtz for £100 million plus £16 million in add-ons, which will make the German the most expensive player in British history. Liverpool aren't done yet. While Jarell Quansah's summer sale to Bayer Leverkusen will open up space in central defense, and Crystal Palace's Marc Guéhi is the center of ongoing talks, many fans would point toward the front of the ship as the area most in need of a brush-up. If and when Napoli sign the unconvincing Darwin Núñez, Hughes will be expected to find a focal frontman to lead the line for the Premier League champions next season and beyond. What's the latest on Hugo Ekitike? Liverpool need a striker, and the man signed come autumn may turn out to be Eintracht Frankfurt's Hugo Ekitike. The French forward, 23, enjoyed a tremendous breakout year in Germany, leading analyst Ben Mattinson to dub him one of the best strikers out there. Liverpool have been getting ready to bid for the forward for a while, but FSG are understandably hesitant given Dialler's £85 million valuation of their starman. This is considerably more affordable than Newcastle United's Alexander Isak, who could set a successful suitor back £200 million this summer, but still rather high for a club having already forked out bucket loads on fresh talents. So then, who to go for? Well, Ekitike's good, as the graphic above illustrates, but he's not as complete and refined as another transfer target who would require a far more modest outlay. Liverpool hold talks for Ekitike alternative. As per caught offside, Liverpool are still in the race for Sporting CP sensation Victor Gyokeres, who will almost certainly leave Portugal this summer after a breakdown in relationships at his outfit. In fact, the Reds are among the sides to have opened a dialogue with Sporting, seeking information on the marksman as he prepares to leave the club. Arsenal and Manchester United appear to have the edge in the race, but if Liverpool raise their intrigue, there's every chance Arne Slot could secure a top-class marksman for 2025-26. Gyokeres will be available for a fee lower than his €100 million, £85 million release clause, with the League of Portugal champions hoping to bank €80 million, £68 million, for their number 9 sale. What Victor Gyokeres would bring to Liverpool? While £68 million is a rather hefty figure, Gyokeres' performances over the past couple of years suggest Liverpool would receive bang for their buck. After joining the Portuguese side from Coventry City in the Championship for around £20 million 2 years ago, the Sweden striker has grown into his skin as one of Europe's leading goal scorers, posting 97 strikes across 102 matches for the Leos, assisting 28 goals too. While the Portuguese top division isn't the highest in overall quality, that's not to say that Gyokeres hasn't proved his worth, with the levels of his clinical shooting underscoring his place among Europe's elite. Indeed, the lethal forward has been described as the best finisher in the world by football statistician Spencer Mossman. Ekitike has a high ceiling, all right, but he's not yet the finished product, and we've seen plenty of rising stars not quite reach their potential when making the cosmic leap into the Premier League, where the hard graft only just begins. Looking at the pairings' contrasted statistics across the 2024-25 league campaign, Gyokeres for Sporting and Ekitike in Germany for Frankfurt, it may well be that Liverpool should go for the more experienced man. Like Ekitike, the 27-year-old is dynamic in his performances, dribbling at a frequent rate, getting stuck in with duels and providing creative support for his teammates, but he's also far more prolific and less profligate when placed into a goal-scoring radius. Moreover, he ranked among the top 12% of forwards in the Champions League last term for goal contributions, the top 10% for shot-creating actions, and the top 6% for progressive carries per 90, as per FBref, emphasizing his ability to do it on the biggest stage. Shot-creating actions are pieces of play that lead to a shot. These include moments such as a pass, take on, or a foul being drawn. Of course, a blunter illustration would be his emphatic hat trick against Manchester City, picking Pep Guardiola's side apart last November. Ultimately, Liverpool know they should manage to secure themselves an upgrade on Nunez this summer, the Uruguayan only scoring 7 times for Slot all season, but it's important for FSG to pick the right man. Gyokeres might not be the youngest on the block, but he's still got many years of reliable service ahead of him and would surely provide Liverpool with a reliable scoring presence, settled as he would be among some of Europe's most devastating and dynamic forwards in Wirtz and Salah, and more besides. Talks on for Chelsea to sign Alejandro Garnacho as Man Utd discusses his second star. Chelsea and Manchester United are speaking about a possible solution for Old Trafford outcast Alejandro Garnacho, a top source has confirmed, while the two clubs are also in talks over a surprise second deal. Garnacho's future at Man Utd has been uncertain ever since he questioned Ruben Amorim's decision to drop him from the starting 11 for the Europa League final defeat to Tottenham Hotspur. The forward had played a key role in United reaching the final, but only came off the bench in the 71st minute at the showpiece event in Bilbao. Since then, reports have claimed that Amorim has removed Garnacho from his first-team squad and told the Argentina international to find a new club. Garnacho had been operating as a makeshift No. 10 in the latter stages of the campaign, but United have signed Matheus Cunha from Wolverhampton Wanderers to replace him. By selling the 20-year-old, United would be improving their financial situation significantly and would be able to give Amorim a bigger budget to spend. Chelsea and Napoli both made contact for Garnacho in January, and they remain 2 of his main suitors. The Athletics United expert Laurie Whitwell has now confirmed reports that Chelsea are in talks to sign Garnacho, with the two clubs holding discussions over 2 players. Chelsea remain well informed on Garnacho's situation and could swoop in with an offer once they feel the time is right. The winger would like to join Chelsea despite his United connections, and is enticed by the prospect of moving to London. Chelsea appear best placed to sign Garnacho, as they can offer United more money for him than Napoli. Enzo Maresca's side have already agreed deals for both Jamie Gittins and Joao Pedro in recent days, though Garnacho could still join too. Chelsea view Pedro as a replacement for Christopher Nkunku in the versatile forward role, while Gittins is seen as Jadon Sancho's replacement at left wing. But with Mykhailo Mudrik's future still up in the air, Chelsea are in the market for another left winger and are weighing up an official bid for Garnacho. They think Garnacho has top-class potential and believe it is a great market opportunity to snare him from United. Christopher Nkunku, another player under discussion. Whitwell adds that United and Chelsea are also in talks over the future of Nkunku, who wants to leave Stamford Bridge this summer. United are long-term admirers of Nkunku and made contact for him in January, with talks still ongoing. It emerged earlier on Monday that United, Arsenal, and Tottenham Hotspur have been offered Nkunku after Chelsea replaced him with Pedro. Sources informed Team Talk on June 11th that it is inevitable the Frenchman will depart Chelsea in the coming weeks, as the move simply has not worked out. Bayern Munich and Juventus are also in the mix to land Nkunku, who is seen as a top forward despite his struggle for game time at Chelsea. Returning to Garnacho, Team Talk revealed on June 24th that Chelsea are set to make a final decision on whether to move for him. Maresca wants assurances that Garnacho's personality will fit into the Chelsea squad dynamic before any bid is launched. We understand Chelsea are willing to pay £55-60 million up to €70 million, $82 million, for the player. Recent reports have suggested United have drastically reduced Garnacho's price tag as they want to get rid. Chelsea are holding out for £35 million, €41 million, $48 million, for Nkunku, so we will have to see if any form of swap deal materializes.